Hello everyone, Marie here with you from Crafty Landing. I've got a whole range of goodies here on my desk today, and I'm going to do a little tutorial to go in my journal here. Now, I'm a member of RachandBella Crafts design team, and over the last couple of weeks we have been having a theme and little challenges to go with that theme. And each week you will have seen the design team members post photos and links to their YouTube channels on any of their makes to go with their little challenge. My little challenge for Team C is belly bands, but it's not just belly bands, it's belly bands with a twist. So we've all been given that little sort of challenge to do things with a twist. The first week was tags with a twist, the second week last week was pockets with a twist, and this week it's belly bands with a twist. So I have got some of RachandBella's goodies on my desk here, and also my journal. Now, I have been pondering in and out of this journal for a little while, and another thing that you may have noticed over on RachandBella Crafts Facebook site is that they are running a UFO unfinished objects swap. So if you've got anything half created, whether it's a folio, a journal, trifold, whatever it might be, that you have kind of either lost motivation or sort of given up on it because you're not sure where you're heading with it, then you may like to go on into the group and join the swap. I think it's finishing soon, so get over there quick. If it has finished when you get over there, I'm sure Rachel might be able to organise with someone else to do a swap if you are a little bit late. So don't worry about the date, just share your interest and go from there. Now, so I've been in and out of this one for a while. Why have I not joined the swap then? Well, I am a bit precious when it comes to my journals, but also I do like to do things and then put it away, start something else, do something else maybe, and then a little while later come back to it. So I didn't want to join the swap because this is the only journal at the moment that is unfinished, and I didn't want to pass that on. I wanted to finish it myself. And because it's using a lot of RachandBella's papers from different kits, I knew that the latest spring background kit that Rachel has released would go perfect for doing some makes in here. So that's where I'm heading today in my journal, which I've been, as I say, pondering in and out of, and it has taken me a little while. And my theme and challenge is belly bands with a twist. So let's see what we can come up with. I've already had a little, let me move some of this out of the way. So I'll show you some of the spring backgrounds, and I'm just going to move these little bits out of the way because I have sort of gone through my stash a little bit to try and shorten the video. That's one of my goals this year, folks, to try and make my videos a bit shorter because I am really hopeless. I am so hopeless. Right, spring. These are her background kits. So we've got lovely green gingham and little ditzy pattern there, floral pattern. This looks like a wallpaper type pattern and some pink stripes. Then we have some more florals, and on the back of this one I have printed, I have printed off a sort of creamy yellow polka dot, and then we have a yellow spring sheet, and again I've printed off the green gingham on the back, and I've also here got her collage sheet, that one and this one that matches that one, and there's the other side, and I printed off her florals pages in case I need them. Now the kit is on sale. I do believe it's 50% off, maybe. 40% off, maybe, I can't remember, but there is a discount on it. And Step Into Spring, and also on, which you will find on RachandBella Crafts website, and I'll post the links below. But I know that she's also at the moment got some freebies to match the kit over on her Ko-fi site. And if you've watched Rachel's video this week of her making that lovely sort of folio using the free kit, you will probably have been over to her Ko-fi site already and got it, because it is fab. Now, one last thing I want to say before I start creating, I have a large, lovely window just there, but I've had to pull the blind down today, which is why we're a bit shadowy here, because I've put some lights on. The sun is out. It is beautiful, but it just means it's beaming in through that window, and I'm getting like shadows across the desk. So I've closed the blind, but I'm still hoping you've got enough light here to see. Now, I've been through my journal here a little bit to decide which page, oh, that was from another tutorial, to decide which page I'd like my belly band to be on. And I'm actually going to work on here, which is the very, very last page in my journal. This journal has been made with envelopes. When it's finished, I will do a flip through, but it's lots of envelopes in here. So this is the page I want to work on. I've chosen the paper already to make the belly band for today. I think I want to work with that one. So I'm just going to move the other sheets out of the way and make sure I can get to everything. My husband made me a lovely cup of tea, so I'm just going to have a sip of that. And if you hear any noises outside, it's because the telegraph pole people or internet people are outside drilling up the road. So I'm really sorry if you can hear noises. Now, my belly band with a twist. I have done a prototype, so I've had a little practice using a sort of piece of paper, and my belly band is going to be like that, but it's going to have somewhere for a bigger piece to go under, so what we use a belly band for, to hold something underneath, or behind rather. But this belly band has also got a little pocket here, and it has also got a pocket this side. So my belly band with a twist is that this belly band is going to have various places to hold extra things, as well as directly underneath. So I have had a little practice, so I'm going to use this one as my guide. I'm going to move my journal away because I just know that this belly band will fit. Can you see? Okay, so I don't need to cut it off. It's the perfect height for what I want. So I'm just going to move my journal away for the minute. Put that out the way there. Right, so I can't give you any sizes because I don't know what size your journal is, but I can show you the way I'm going to fold it. And that is why I've double-sided it, because we are going to sort of be folding it, and you'll end up with seeing both sides. So this part here, for me, is about 1 inch. So I'm going to start 1.25 inches, I think, because I want to fold in the, let me do it here so you can see, because I want to fold in the end just to give it a little bit of strength. So I'm going to use my ruler here, 1 inch, roughly 1.25 inches, something like that, maybe like that. No, I will do it here and give it a bit of hold. So I'm using my ruler against the background ruler, so I've got my sizes. And I've just moved it. Let me just, I could get my scoreboard, but it's so big. I have a large one and a small one. Right, so it's roughly about there. So I want the ditzy pattern on the front, so I'm going to fold it this way. Right, now I've lost the fold. about there. Okay, so I want my dipsy bit on the front. So, oh, hang on, I've just thought of something, bear with me, otherwise it might end up being upside down, and I don't want it upside down. It might not matter with this pattern. No, it does. That's the way up, and I want my fold to, yes, I need to start this end. I'll tell you why, because my fold, I can open, you see I'm opening it that way, so I want it this way. If I did it this way, it's going to be not the way I want it, and if I turned it round, it'd be upside down. So I need to start this end. So bear that in mind if you have some directional paper. If you're using directional paper, just bear that in mind. So I want about an inch and a quarter, I said. So 1 inch and a quarter, roughly is about there. I never measure things. I know a lot of you do, but I tend to do things generally by eye, unless it's something really needed to fold properly. You know, some things, you know, you do have to fold properly, don't you? I'm going to get my bone folder. Oh, you may notice that it's the retreat one. I actually wasn't there this time. I think I've only missed one, that one. So I really missed the ladies at the retreat. My mum went, had a blast, and Rachel kindly sent back with her this lovely bone folder because I was there with them in spirit. So I have this lovely new bone folder. Okay, so that's going to be the top of my belly band. Now you can see here that when I folded the next part, I didn't fold it directly underneath, I left it come out a little bit. With this one, I do want to fold in the edge a little bit to make it more sturdy. Let me see. Do I want to do that? No, I'll tell you why in a minute. I won't do that. I won't make it more sturdy because this paper should be all right, and I'm going to do a bit of decorating. Right. Marie, just get on with it. So I need a little bit more showing this side, this way. So I'm going to fold it back on itself now, and I'm going to fold it so that I have a little bit of the gingham showing. Okay, do I think that much? Yeah, maybe a tad more. Okay, so I can see that my folding is almost straight. There we go. So I've got now a bit of the gingham showing here. Okay. And again now, so that's the top bit, that's the extra bit there. But we also have an extra bit here. And this bit is a bigger pocket because I'm now going to fold. From here. Okay, I'm going to come out. Now going to go sort of like fan fold it again on myself, but I'm going to go a bit more this side, just like I did here with this side, but I want a little bit more that side. So can you see that I'm kind of zigzagging my fold? So fold, a little bit more showing. Now I'm going to have a little bit more showing on this side, and I'm going to fold it about the same distance there to there. Yep, so I'm going to fold it about there. I can't give you any measurements. I know you're probably a bit frustrated. She's folding it there to there. I'm really sorry, but I don't know how big your journals are. So I don't want to give you any kind of measurements because your journal will be a different size to mine. So there we have it. Now I've got this extra bit here that I don't need, so I'm going to trim, and I'm going to trim it kind of where this first part of the belly band stops, I think. So I'm going to trim it from about there. So I'm just going to get my cutter. So if you don't like the noise of a guillotine, put it on mute now. So I've got my mark, and I am just going to slice it down there. So I've got some space there if I wanted. Coolio. Right, so here we have the belly band. Okay. Now the belly band, I'm going to glue it at the top and I'm going to glue it all together at the bottom, and then I will do the same when we're ready to place it on the page. So I'm just going to ink up a minute because I like the vintage vibe on my makes, as some of you know. So I'm just going to ink up the bits on show. Ink there. I need to ink this bit here. I am using tea dye, oxide tea dye. So I'm going to ink along there. Then my folder's here, so the gingham part. So I am going to ink along the gingham part there. And then my next fold was here. So I'm just going to, again, just ink all the edges because I like that. You don't have to do that. That's just my preference. Right. Now, lovely as this paper is, I am going to zhuzh it up a little bit. Zhuzh it up. How am I going to do that? Well, I'm thinking, let me put my prototype away. I'm thinking lace. And I have a few bits here, not the blue bit, that I think might work. I've got this lovely one here, and I think, I'm just looking to see which is the right side. This side. So I'm thinking that I might glue some lace there, but put it in underneath the top part of the belly band so that I can still see a little bit of the gingham, and we'll be able to slide. Let me get something to show you. So something I've cut out from a book. So, and then it would slide in there like that. So you would see the lace on whatever's underneath that part, even though you might not be able to see it very clearly along the gingham. So I think I'm going to do that one there like that. So I know I need to cut it. Ooh. I'm going to cut it slightly bigger here in case I've made a mistake with my measuring. So I'm going to glue that one on a minute. So it's going underneath, coming out a little bit. So let me turn it over, find the right side. They're so hard to tell, aren't they? I think it's that side. So I'm going to glue it on like that. Right, fabric tack. That's what I'm going to use for this one. Let me get my fabric tack here. And I'm just going to fabric tack along the edge. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm just going to fabric tack along the edge here like that. And put it on where I need it to be. And I think I want it to be about there. So let me just, yep, about, yep, lovely. So about there. Just going to press that down a minute. Okay, fabric tack doesn't take long to dry. If there's any residue when it's dry and you don't want it there, just get one of those rubbery things to rub away and it will come off. I think I've got one here to show you. They look like this. It's kind of like rubber, and you can see where I've used already the corners to rub off excess glue. It works brilliantly to take off glue. It's really fab. Right, okay, that is there. Oh, lovely. If I just pop that back in to show you. There, look at that. Super. So I'm going to have a pocket there. I'm going to wait for that to dry before I actually stick that pocket down. And I've got one here. So I want a bit of lace now, or something on this side. It's quite hard to see, isn't it, because the pattern's the same. There you go. And this pocket is deeper because it goes from here all the way across to here. You see, there's the fold. Whereas this pocket is narrower in terms of depth, and this one's the width of the whole belly band. So I want another bit of lace. Do I want the same, or do I want something different? I have got this one as well, which might be quite nice. I do like the look of that one. Let me see, I'll show you what else I've got. Let's have a look, see. I have got some pink rip-rack in here, which I might use somewhere. I might, let me keep that out. And I have some, I have some like, no, it even needs to be a little bit pinky. Or, I have some of this. What's this? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I have some pink rock on there. Let's have a look on this one. That would have to be glued on the top, though, this one. Like that. What do you think? That is quite nice, isn't it? But that one definitely would have to be glued on the top. Yeah, I quite like that. I quite like that. Let's go for that. So, I'm going to undo it to make it easier for me, and everything is sticking to my top. And again, I'm going to run a little bit of glue down the edge. So yeah, it's just a matter of folding. Before I glue it, I'll show you again the folds. But it's just a matter of double-sided paper, because you do see both sides, and then the way you fold it, sort of like crisscross accordion type, concertina type style. That's the word. Concertina is when it goes to and fro, isn't it? Forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards. That's the way you need this one to be. You need the paper to go forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. Just going to turn it over so I can see the back. Oh, lovely, that's gone on rather nice. Okay, just double check that things are hokey cokey, and now I can trim both of them off in one go. So let me trim that one down, and then this one. There we go. I can move that one out of the way. I can have a quick swig of my tea. Excuse me. We've been enjoying some gorgeous weather here in the UK. Excuse me, my tea didn't go down the right way. And it's been fab. But with this great huge window that I've got in front of me, which is absolutely fantastic when I'm crafting here on my own, but when I'm doing any videoing, it's really, really bright. I think we're going to be investing in a kind of new blind soon when it gets to the summer. Right, look at my belly band. How lush is that? Okay, so now let me show you the way I folded it again. So zigzag concertina fold, starting with the small part at the top, folding it back on itself and leaving a little bit more, and then folding it back on itself again and leaving a little bit this side, and then you can cut off where you need to be able to have a sturdy back. Now I'm just going to, I think, glue this bit onto itself, because otherwise it might think, why am I using this glue? This glue's tiny. Let me use my Pritt stick first. Okay, I'm just going to glue this bit. Let me get my glue paper here. There we go. I'm just going to glue this part down because we don't need it. Okay, there we go. That's the back. Don't need that bit. Okay, there we go. Now I'm just going to glue it together here at the top and the bottom. So I open it back up, and this is where I do need a thin bead of glue. So I need to glue this one underneath the lace and on top of the lace, and this one, okay, underneath the lace and on top of the lace, and that is going to go on, okay, that is going to go on there, and that is going to go on there. Okay, I've just got this excess glue coming out, and excess glue here. Just make sure that's holding a minute. Okay, I need it to hold fairly well because of it being a pocket and another pocket and then acting as a belly band as well. So that bit, oops, is done, and then I needed to, oh yeah, glue this part now to that part. So here we can put glue all the way along the edge, like so, and the top, like so, and we can fold that bit over as well, and I'm just pressing it down, get the excess glue off. Okay, and put the lid on that one. So yeah, over on in the Facebook group, it's been buzzing lately. It's been so fab. The DT team have been excellent. Oh God, the makes that they have, considering we've all got a bit of a challenge to do, their creations, their ideas are absolutely amazing. So if you've become a bit not unmotivated, but if you're stuck for ideas, if you're wanting some new ideas, get over to the Facebook group to have a look at what the DT have done, because honestly they have been amazing. And there's the selection of DT people, some of them have got YouTube channels, so are doing tutorials, some of them haven't, but they're posting photos of their makes over on the site, and it's just been brilliant. Now I've spotted a little bit of glue here, you might not be able to see it, but I have, so I'm going to use that rubber to just get rid of that, and it has gone. Lovely. Okay, so that, guys, is my belly band with a twist. So I'm going to now put it in my journal and decide if I want to do anything more with it, which, you know me, I probably will. Do you want a little sneak peek? So envelope, here we go, one whole envelope. That's an envelope which I've left open for a bit of journaling, like that. This is an envelope and it's got a top pocket, so I need to do something with that. An envelope, and I made top tuck, and this is from an envelope that's fallen apart. So vintage ephemera in there, my favourite. And then this is a brown envelope, so top of the journal, cover of the journal, back cover of the journal, which also has an envelope. So that's from a brown envelope, and I've left it open to put things in there. To be honest, it's so big you probably get another journal in there. This is a topper from a pack of Prima flowers from my scrapbooking days, and I really think it goes in here. Look at that, it kind of frames this, so I'm going to use that somehow. That was gifted to me, that's been made from an envelope. I think Wendy did that, Wendy Perkins over at Little Nest Crafts. And I have my genuine vintage ephemera in here, and I've made a little secret hiding place here for journaling. And there, somebody gave that to me also in a Happy Mail at the retreat. That was made at another tutorial that I have for RachandBella. So yes, my journal, it's coming on. That's an envelope with RachandBella's papers. Got some music paper here. Yeah, so it's coming along. That's from RachandBella. That's a pocket. More envelopes here. That was a Happy Mail, and that's an envelope. That's an envelope. So yeah, I will do a complete flip through when it is finally finished. This is the page I think I want to put my belly band on. So it's going to go like that. So I'm just going to glue it down a minute, and then we'll see what else we can do with it. So I'm going to show you again in a minute how to fold it. And if you'd like me to measure this one, I will. I'll measure it for you and then just do a prototype fold. And then you'll be able to see it one more time. Okay, make sure that's the right way up. Right, so I know I want it roughly in the middle because it's a belly band. So there. You can also have belly bands that go sideways, across your belly. I expect that's where the name belly band came from originally. Because it's like a belt, isn't it, around our waist. A belly band. And then you can have them long ways like this one as well. Let me just get rid of this excess glue. Here and here. Okay. While that is just setting and getting dry, I will put it over here out my way and show you again how to do the folds. I'll get another of Rachel's sheets. Okay, this one has got the borders though. I haven't taken the borders off that one. So what you do is, oh, I was going to measure it for you, wasn't I? Let me see, we've got here, we've got, yep, 1 inch and a bit, and then the fold from there under to, so it's from there to there, so that's 1.5, and then the whole thing is about 2 1/4. So let's do it in halves then, shall we? Shall we do 1, 1.5, and then roughly 2? Shall I take off the border here so that we can see? Let me do that a minute. So if I cut off, oh, I could have got my trimmer out, never mind. Okay, it may not be totally straight. Right, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that for a minute, but I'm going to put it in my belly band. Okay, so we're going to, we said fold, it was about 1 1/4 inches. So I'm going to mark with a pencil because I've got there. Okay, and about there. So the first fold, am I doing it the right end? Yep. The first fold is about an inch. I've done 1 1/4-ish. Okay, so that's the first fold. The second fold now is going that way, but we're going to need a little bit showing. So I can use the gingham to help me fold the lines. So I need it about there, which is, yeah, just over 1.5 inches. So let's do 1.5 inches, which will be about there. Okay, so that's the front. Then we've folded it over this way, longer than that bit, the top part. And now, of course, we need to come back this way. So we've got to, we want a pocket this side now. So we need to fold it, again, slightly bigger than the top fold. So let's do, it's not completely straight, but let's go to here. Shall we go here? Yes, let's do that. So that is about 2 inches. Okay. So the next fold, where my pencil line's there. Okay. So this is the actual belly band that you need. And then this part is, don't need any of this, so just enough to glue down on the side, to make, on the back, to make sure this is a, give it a bit of stability. So I know that I can cut away. Let's use my trimmer. Right, go to mute if you don't like the trimmer. I'm just going to trim a little bit of this off, about there. Okay, that is spare if I want it. And there we go. Of course, I've still got the borders on, but that is how you do the belly band. And before you stick it all down, I inked mine and also dug out some lace to go on where I wanted it to go. I could even have had some lace this edge if I wanted to, but I decided mine was there and there. So that is the fold. So hopefully now this will be quite dry enough for me to show you what I'm going to put with it. Okay, this page is just folded over because sometimes I like to glue down the underside, the other side, just to give it a bit of something else on the edge there. There's my belly band, super duper. What I'm thinking of doing is from Rachel's, I think this is Whispers of the Manor. Here is an envelope. Remember, this journal is an envelope journal. Let me take a swig of my tea. So I want to include envelopes inside as well. This is it's either from the add-on kit or the ephemera kit. I think from Whispers of the Manor from Rachel, and collection envelope. So I've backed it in tea stain paper, made the little pocket there, and that will go down there. And then I've fussy cut out of one of her papers this lovely floral here, so I can write and I can put things in here as well. And that is going to go in this pocket here. And that, remember, that pocket goes all the way to here. So if I take it out where my thumb is, that's how much is being able to be tucked inside the pocket. So I can fit that in there, lovely. And I also have this from one of Rachel's kits. I can't remember which one. Is it Billet Doux? Or, yes, it might be Billet Doux. And I'm going to, I haven't backed it yet, but I'm going to pop that in there like that. Might need to trim it down slightly. And I've also got one of Rachel's, I need to choose one of Rachel's tags to go in. That one might work. Let's see. Oh, that one looks nice there, doesn't it? So that one's a possibility. I'm auditioning. Audition what works. I do like that one. This one. I think this one's too bright for here. So this one. Oh, I like that one too. So it's between this one and this one. I'm going to go with this one. So that is going to go there. So I will back that as well. And the little cutout that I had, this is from a book. So it's quite shiny. It's not a new book, but it's not a vintage book either. It's sort of an old book. And I've cut that out. And I don't mind it being shiny because it's just a little bit. And I thought that I might pop that in there like that. Now for the middle, even though I've got lace, to be, it's still a little bit plain. So I've dug out from my stash a tag that I thought might go in the middle there. Does quite go, doesn't it? I could even use one of Rachel's other tags, that brighter one. Oh, what have we got here? That one. But they're too big. Yeah, I think that's too big. I need a smaller one. So that one is a possibility. Or also I cut it out from the same book page as that. Let me show you the book page. There we go. Okay, I cut out, been cutting out bits. There's that one, and I cut out that part of it, and that's where that came from there. So yeah, look through the gardening books, old books, and just cut up pieces. I think that's meant to go that way. It is. So I'm going to put that in there, and then, like I say, I got some tags from my stash. But I wondered if I glued this on. Oh, I quite like that. Oh, I do like that. What about this one? These are tags from my stash, and this is that image from the book. I quite like that as well. Or do I leave her on there? She is quite nice, isn't she? And she's ready to go. So I could glue her on there. And let me just put everything in that I want. I'm going to trim off that one a minute, because that one is too big and it's annoying me. I need to see what it looks like fitted properly in there the way I want it. So I'm going to trim again, people. Turn off the sound if you don't like the sound of the noise of the trimmer. Okay, let me just pop that back in. Goes underneath the flower. There we go. Like that. Bit better. Little bit more. And this is why I haven't backed it yet, because I knew it would be too big. That's going to go under. Ooh. There we go. Let me just show you properly. Let's get rid of those bits. I have trimmed quite a bit off it, haven't I? Okay, what do you think now? Scream at the screen. Yeah, I like it. I am going to stick that on there. I'm going to do that now. And the last thing to show you before I do go is that I've tea dyed another envelope here, one of those window envelopes. It's too big. It's too long for my pocket. Too long, and I want to slide it under the belly band. So because it's an envelope. So what I've done is I have tucked the flap inside, because I'm going to make this a pocket. And I folded up the end a little bit. I need to see if it's going to fit in this belly band. No, it needs folding a tad more. So I'm going to fold it up just a little bit more, like that. Hopefully this will now slide underneath the main belly band. Yeah, there we go. So that's going to go under the main belly band. I will decorate it, and we've got a pocket here, and we'll also have a pocket here, because what I'm going to do when I glue it down, I will glue this end, but I will only glue where the opening part is here. So we'll have a pocket kind of that size, and the inside can still be used as the main pocket. So that is going to go underneath the belly band there, like so. Okay, and then that will go in there. And we have something else in there. We have that, and I'm going to glue her on there in a minute when I go off screen, and it will look like that. Oh, I'm so excited. So guys, that is my belly band with a twist. There it is. So yeah, if you've enjoyed my tutorial, please leave me a like, a thumbs up, and a lovely comment, please. That would be great. And don't forget to go over to RachandBella Facebook group and have a look at what all the design team have been doing with the theme with a twist. Remember, week 1 team A was tags with a twist, week 2 team B, pockets with a twist, and now this week it's belly bands with a twist. So I hope you will join us. If you have been inspired, also please post your makes on the RachandBella Facebook group. We would love to see, really love to see. So thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you again soon. And when I've eventually finished her, I will do a flip through for you. Thanks guys, see you soon, bye.